Hello everybody and welcome. I am Dakian, welcoming you to Monday the 24th of December 2018. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Yuletide. And yeah, I'm actually cheating a little bit, I gotta be honest with you. On the 24th, I'm actually not at home, I'm away visiting family. What you're watching right now is pre-recorded and pre-uploaded, and all I'm doing is pushing the button to publish it on the 24th. Just so I want to keep this Monday schedule. It would feel weird to publish this on a Sunday. But it's not too far off the truth. And next week on New Year's I will actually be back home. So that episode will be in real time, so to speak. Anyway, despite being a little bit early with this upload, I've completed a bunch of stuff. First off, we have these 4 Reaper Christmas minis. We have Carol the Christmas Bard, who I'm not that pleased with. I think that the sculpt is too busy. There's too much stuff going on, which means I can't really highlight everything because then it will look very confused. So I've had to pick and choose a few things to emphasize. And for instance, the monkey on her shoulder is de-emphasized. It's just it's like a, dark fur. And I'm not sure if you can tell what all the other little bits and bobs are, but anyway, she's done. And here we have the Winter Elf, which I spent a lot of time blending the blue-white on this to get it to look good. It's hard to make something look very, very light, but still have some shade to it, so that there's some contrast, because if you make the contrast too harsh, it's not going to look good either. In this case, I only have some hard contrasts in the very, very deepest shadows to wear some dark blue. But overall, a fun figure. Here's the Wrapping Dragon, who's, well, mostly unwrapping dragon, I might say. He's pulling out the dragon. I made it a red. The other dragon resting on Christmas presents, I forget what it's called, I painted last year, I think, is painted red in Reaper's example, but I did that in green. This one, Reaper is painted green, but I made it red. Oh well. And then we have the Cat Dragon. I've talked a little bit about him while painting, that he was a bit of a difficult one, but yeah, turned out okay. But that's not all. No, indeed. I've also finished some of these. They were from Northwind, maybe from Cobblestone. I'm not sure. Sort of. No, wait a minute. These are the raw part of Europe. The Wicked Wonderland Kickstarter. That's right. That's right. That's where they're from. I've done 6 of these minis. We have the evil Santa here, himself. To show that he's evil, I tried to make his suit a darker red, and the fur on it kind of grayish instead of white. And of course we have the reindeer head. I don't know if I should add some more blood and gore to that. Yeah, I will. I'll do that because in hindsight. But otherwise, a fun figure, and we have a weird snowman with some strange stuff attached that I don't know what it's supposed to be, so I just painted a few different colors and hope that it looks good. It's kind of random. Then we have the evil elves, which were a little bit tricky because a lot of their arms are separate and had to be glued on, and they don't sit very well. This one here, for example, I had to re-glue. It came off while handling it after varnishing. So now this left arm here, I've leaned it against his knee as well. Hope that holds a bit better. This one was one piece, I believe, because he's holding them close to his body. This was also a single piece, I think. This one has, I think, the arm with the horn is separate. It's held up so far. It looks freakishly long, but I mean, they're weird fairy creatures. What do you expect? Finally, And this might take a while, and I'm holding it like this because there's no way to sit it down and get a good angle on it. I did these for Frost Giants, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with the these run-of-the-mill ones. This is one of the just ordinary warriors. Here's the other one. And what can I say? I decided the leathers and the furs I did not want to put in the gray-blue spectrum because their skin and the hair is already those colors. I just did the arm wrappings blue here, for example, just to have a little bit more contrast. But I needed something to break that up. If everything is blue-gray, then nothing's distinct. And this is also why I made some of the metal bronze instead of iron or steel. And here's the king himself. He's a big, freaking huge, imposing figure. Yeah. Not much to say about him. Turned out okay. Then the most difficult one, the queen. Difficult thing here was the skin. I mean, I'm really happy with how the cloak came out and the skirt, because, you know, I focused on the stuff that I do well. I know that I can blend flowing cloth well, and I know that I can dry brush and otherwise make fur look good. And I hope that distracts you from the skin, because if you look too closely, the blending on the skin is a bit rough at times. It's really hard. Gray, it turns out, is a very hard, this blue-gray is a very hard color to blend smoothly. So, yeah. But, you know, on the gaming table, it looks okay. So, that's a grand total of... what is that? 4, 8, 12, 14 minis. Pretty good. Almost caught up. Let's see what I'm still working on. And here we have, closest to the camera, the rest of this latest Kickstarter. Minis that I feel are winter themed, but not maybe so specifically Christmassy. I mean, the ice demons could be anywhere. The bear and the wolf, I don't know, there's nothing especially even wintry about those. And the snow queen, well, she's wintry, as I said, but not Christmassy. And then we have all the winter adventurers. You might not notice that I've done something to them, but I have in fact painted all the hair, the skin, and the weapons, most of the weapons anyway. And so yeah, it's just all the rest of the clothing left. Just that. But no, I don't know, I think I'm pretty well set to basically finish all of this by New Year's. That's, I mean, that might sound overly ambitious, but you gotta aim for the stars, you know? So that's what I'm aiming for. Let's see how I do. But it's, you know, necessary to prep some more stuff, because I've got a week ahead of me where, you know, lots of free time, lots of painting getting done. So I've already started prepping some new things, actually. They're not, they're semi-new. Here you can see the two models which I suggested for placing on that other base, you know, where I had the vote, which was won by the Steampunk Warrior. These are the other two minis, so I've placed them on other scenic resin bases that I have, slightly smaller ones, but more appropriate. Size appropriate. This guy is, you know, in a very dramatic pose. He's almost unbalanced, but you know, I managed to place him so he's not. And this one, it's interesting. She would not really, her stance is so wide that she would not really have fit on just a normal 25mm base. You can see the base itself underneath here. But because the sculpt of these rocks sticks out a little bit from the base, you know, it turned out perfect. She's like bracing her foot against this protruding rock. And that's, oops. Luckily she's not in a multi-part model. Yeah, that's gonna be nice. And also the last of the resin minis from that Kickstarter that arrived. Here we have the female bard with her rapier, where I sort of built a base because she had this rock built into the figure, and so I couldn't use an existing base. I sort of just placed it with some more rocks on it, and yeah. Now for these others two, I'm actually going to use bases that I've already painted as part of various experiments, and so I just put pins in them and I'll paint them on these corks and attach them to bases later. This is an amusing guy. This model presented some difficulties. Number one, her saber was really thin at the tip. It broke, and so I had to sort of whittle it down, and now it looks a little bit more like a cutlass than a saber. It's a little short. I don't suppose most people will think too much about this. And the pinning is actually, like, her feet and legs are too thin to actually put a pin in. But there was a space between the feet where I actually glued a pin into place. And I'm hoping that's going to hold. Yeah. So I'll at least prime these by next week. But that's not going to be enough. If I think that I might finish all these winter minis by next Monday, then the week after that is also a week I have off from work, and I'm going to need more than 5 minis, these 5 minis to paint. So I've decided to pick out some other projects. Now, these are some Bones minis that I got a while back that were just stuff that I picked up because they're general cool monsters. The tunnel worm, no, so the carrion worm, sorry. Which, not sure what it's supposed to represent. In D&D terms, it's too small to be a purple worm, it's a bit too large to be a carrion crawler. Somewhere in between. Let's say it's a giant carrion crawler. It's a mother of carrion crawlers. Or maybe it's a baby purple worm. I'm not sure. Well, I'll have to make a decision what color scheme, of course. So I'll have to think about that. The cave troll, just your basic troll. It looks more like a classical mythology troll than maybe a D&D troll. The D&D trolls are supposed to have these really long noses. This one doesn't. But I think I'll paint it green anyway. And I'm not sure if I wanted to paint this one up, but the Temple Dragon, because I bought a bunch of dragon minis lately, but most of them are obvious what they are, as in what sort of D&D dragon they are. One is a red dragon, and another is a black dragon, and so forth. This one doesn't really look like any of them, so I don't know. I'll assemble it, clean it, assemble it, and prime it, and then I'll just have to think about it. What color scheme do I want for this? I have not made a decision in advance. Just have to think about it. And maybe I'll add even more stuff. These two figures never got painted. These are for my latest Heresy miniatures orders. There's the Cyclops. This is a Cyclops, and this is another Cyclops. They're very different. This metal one has the sort of goat legs. Looks like the Cyclops in what is it, that Ray Harryhausen film? Is it Jason and the Argonauts when they fight a Cyclops? Even though that one's much bigger than this one. This one has like a human, I think a human body, or well, ogreish. It just has the single eye. Oh, and yes, and the other reason I think this is Jason Argonauts, this one has a choice of heads, and two of them have these huge, long horns on the top of them, which again remind me of that movie. Yeah. Well, that's it, actually. Yeah, in fact, since there have been no new arrivals this week, yeah, that's all I've got to tell you about today. So, all I can say is, well, I can ask you to click like, subscribe, comment, and join me again a week from today on the 31st, where I will have a new episode for you. Till then, this is Akian, signing off.